Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Politics is a very interesting game. On Monday, which was 25th day of April 2022, the Pan-African Alliance Party, PA, associated with Kilifi Governor Amason Kingi, wrote a letter to the Registrar of Political Party to withdraw from an agreement which they signed on 5th April 2022 during the formation of the Azimio One Kenya Alliance movement. And they are citing several reasons. One of them is that so far they are yet to receive copies of that particular agreement. But we also know that in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. There must be good reasons why the Pan-Africa Alliance Party wrote that letter to Registrar of Political Parties. And according to sources, Governor Amason Kingi is actually planning to ditch the Azimio One Kenya Alliance movement to join Kenya Kwanza. But I've seen one of their letters they've actually posted. They've released some communication, and this is what the press statement is saying now, that Pamoja African Alliance wishes to state and notify its members, its membership, stakeholders, and the general public as follows: that we confirm that Pamoja African Alliance, via its letter dated 25th of April 2022, has written to the Registrar of Political Parties seeking to withdraw from the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party for reasons stated herein. Secondly, any report over and above this, as reported by Citizen TV, is inaccurate and false. It should be treated with the contempt it deserves. Citizen TV basically reported what these guys have just stated here. The only thing they added was that there were reports that Amason Kingi is headed to Kenya Kwanza, which is associated with William Samoei Arap Ruto. But I don't want us to get into all those details, because one thing I know is that nothing happens out of mere coincidence. There is no way Amason Kingi can just go and write this letter if he didn't have an objective. And in my view, that objective is that Amason Kingi might be probably planning to ditch the Azimio la Umoja movement. And that news yesterday caused a lot of panic within the Azimio la Umoja, because it's not only Amason Kingi who has threatened to ditch the movement. Professor Kivutha Kibwana has actually withdrawn from actively participating in the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya because of Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. You also remember Governor Alfred Mutua of Machakos had also at one time expressed his bitterness. But in this particular video, I want us to look at why Amason Kingi is actually planning to ditch Azimio, probably to join One Kenya Alliance movement. Of course, you can't rule out the possibility that he just wants to raise his tax, maybe because it's being ignored. But in this video, I want us to look at the possible reasons why Amason Kingi is planning to ditch the Azimio One Kenya movement. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, I want you guys to take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue. Thank you guys for your continued support, because without that support, the channel cannot be where it is. Personally, and I want to be very clear on this, Amason Kingi is one politician I admire in a very big way. Because whenever he speaks, there's a way he speaks sense to me. Whatever he speaks makes sense. Amason Kingi was one of the key allies of Raila Odinga in the larger coastal region. But after the last election, Amason Kingi started exhibiting signs of someone who wanted to leave. And before he left, ODM as a political party removed him as the chairperson of the Kilifi County because he was using the ODM structures and platform to reach out to other ODM members. So they kicked him out. Then he went ahead and formed his own political party. And at some point, it was being speculated that he was headed to William Ruto's camp, probably to become the running mate. But that did not happen. So he finally joined the Azimio One Kenya Alliance movement. And if you followed during that signing, he made a statement, and that statement is still stuck on my head. Amason Kingi was very clear to President Uhuru Kenyatta that after signing that document, they must go outside there and campaign against William Ruto. Because if they won't campaign against William Ruto, then they are going to be in trouble. And the first person who was going to be in trouble was none other than President Uhuru Kenyatta. But of course, there have been a lot of issues within the Azimio One Kenya Alliance, and a lot of political parties are not very happy with the way things are happening. Probably because they didn't know that majority of these people who joined Azimio either joined through Jubilee, like Kingi joined through Jubilee, some joined through ODM, and some joined via One Kenya Alliance movement. But why do you think Amason Kingi is not happy or is planning to ditch Azimio One Kenya movement? Number one is the zoning. Amason Kingi joined Azimio, but with demands. And one of the demands he was putting on the table is the zoning. For example, he's telling ODM and Raila Odinga that in Kilifi, leave it to me. That ODM as a political party, which won, in Kilifi is the only county in Kenya where ODM won 6 pieces. From MCS, all of them ODM, MPs, all of them ODM, women rep, senator, and governor, only in Kilifi. Even in Kisumu, my county, they had 2 independent. No, one independent in the name of Shabir, and another on Ford Kenya, Olagal Watch. Kilifi is always considered as home to ODM, number one, based on their loyalty. But Kingi wanted ODM not to sponsor candidates. So Raila Odinga, being the enigma of Kenyan politics, managed to get a team in Kilifi, led by Gideon Mungaro, who will fly the ODM flag, and the rest of the team. And that team is complete. According to opinion polls, that team in Kilifi is ahead in so many ways. And if elections were to be held today, the ODM team in Kilifi is likely to win. But Amason Kingi is not happy with that, because his calculations were that if the Pan-Africa Party were to win 1 or 2 or 3 seats, then it was going to give him the platform post Raila Amolo Odinga. So charity always begins at home. So I think because these guys declined the issue of zoning, Amason Kingi is not very happy. So that's number one. Number 2 is the Hassan Joho's role in the Azimio One Kenya politics. One thing you must give to Hassan Joho is that he understands politics in a way very few people can understand. Hassan Joho is loyal to Raila Odinga, so his loyalty cannot be questioned. When Uhuru was on different sides with Raila Odinga, Joho would always take on President Uhuru Kenyatta. But the moment they had this handshake, Hassan Joho moved very close to Uhuru Kenyatta also, to an extent that anytime President Uhuru Kenyatta is going to Mombasa, the first person he plays his phone calls to is Hassan Joho. When Uhuru is in Kenyatta and is with Joho, you can clearly tell from the body language that they are easy. And of course, you can also say they are drinking buddies anyway, but the truth is Uhuru and Joho are very close when they are together. So Hassan Joho has been given certain tasks within Azimio La Umoja movement. He's playing a critical role, and when he's doing that, he's gaining that national limelight. Kingi is being sidelined in some of these activities, which means Hassan Joho is being propelled as the leader of the coastal region, something which Kingi has never accepted. Kingi believes he's a Mijikenda, he's more educated, and therefore he is the one who should be the leader in that particular region. So the issue of Joho is a factor which is making Amason Kingi to try and drift from Azimio One Kenya Alliance. And for me, this is something he must accept, that Joho has worked hard and is where he is. If he's fighting for his space, he should just go ahead and fight for his space instead of being angry or bitter with Hassan Joho. But the issue of Hassan Joho is serious as far as Kingi is concerned. Number three, I think, and to me, this one, I think they are justified. There's a feeling amongst affiliates within the Azimio One Kenya that they're not being involved fully in the affairs. So that's something they're talking of. That most of the time they're just invited for press conferences when they needed to sign things. But when political activities are are being organized, they are not involved. When certain actions and moves are being made, they are not involved. So I tend to think that because of that lack of involvement, anybody would want to go to a place where they are easily appreciated. And that is what is happening, in my view, to Governor Amason Kingi. And that's the same thing which is happening to Alfred Mutua, is the same thing which is happening to Professor Kibutha Kibwana. So in my view, President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga must find a way if they have to retain Amason Kingi. Because I don't think Amason Kingi will be leaving. Amason Kingi is just threatening, he's issuing threats so that these guys can reach him. If they can't reach him, it's when he will go. And number four, in my view, I think is the Raila Odinga trip to the United States of America. If you look at that Raila Odinga trip to the United States of America, there's a way it's revealing something. You know, the people who accompanied Raila Odinga, you know, it's also sending signal. Like in coastal region, Raila Odinga went with the Shebal. Yeah, in Rift Valley, he went with Salikoske. In Nyanza, Raila Odinga went with Otieno Kajwang and the ODM chairperson, John Mbadi. So I think this trip by Raila Odinga to the United States of America also exposed a lot and details about Raila Odinga's operations. And these guys are not happy that probably some of them ought to have been included in that particular trip. And lastly, I think he's also planning to do this to the camp from Azimio because of the offer which is being offered to by the deputy president. You never know, maybe Ruto is willing to withdraw all his candidates from Kilifi. What I don't know is Aisha Jumwa, because one of the things the deputy president believes is that Aisha Jumwa can win with the support of Kingi. But Kingi already has a candidate. But they can agree that either Aisha Jumwa becomes the governor, so the other guy supports the governor, then he leaves these other ones to Amason Kingi. Then they'll pump money into that campaign. Because as long as Kingi is there and Pan-African Party is there, then there is no way Aisha Jumwa is going to win anywhere. So I think there are several other issues, one of them being William Ruto factor and the offer which is giving Amason Kingi. Maybe Ruto is willing to make Amason Kingi part and parcel of co-principal, so that the three names will now include Kingi to be four. So we'll have Ruto, Mudavadi, Weta, and Kingi. I don't know what you think, but that's my take. Today is the funeral service of the former president, Mwai Kibaki. The events are moving on there very smoothly. And of course, there are drama and there are intrigues around the whole thing. You saw Raila Odinga's bodyguard being roughed up. Probably the guy didn't know that that was a military event. And being a state function is a military event. And therefore, being a bodyguard of security doesn't apply. You also saw that photo of Uhuru Kenyatta and Ruto, in which Uhuru Kenyatta was like not willing to say hi to his deputy. So a lot of things are happening. So I'm still following that event, and probably we are going to do an analysis about it. Thank you guys for now, and please may you have a good day. Bye-bye.